East Gippsland experienced some of the largest, most intense fires in living memory, and we're standing in one of the hottest burnt areas at the moment, right down on the coast, in a place not too far from Cape Conran Coastal Park. We're conducting frog surveys throughout the burned areas to determine the survival rate of the frogs. We also aim to learn what we need to do to help the survivors into the future. The frogs that we are looking for are of concern to us because in a lot of cases their entire range has been burnt severely by the fires which we've just experienced. So outside of the burnt footprint, they're not known to exist anywhere else. Our sites stretch from Bairnsdale right through to the far eastern tip of Victoria. So we've covered the entire fireground area. We've chosen these sites because we've got previous information on them. We know what was here before the fires because we've previously surveyed this exact site. What we're finding in general is the frogs are in lower numbers. They are there, but in lower numbers. There are a number of species that we're looking at through this program. The stream frogs like the leaf green tree frog, the blue mountain tree frog, the stony river tree frog and the Perrins tree frog have actually been present in most sites that we've surveyed. Then there are species that live in the marshes and the bogs and the forests. This is the critically endangered Martin's toadlet. See those yellow pockets at the back of its leg? That is one of the distinguishing features of the Martin's toadlet. The other feature are these warts and bumps all over the frog. Really, it's a frog that only a mother or a frog enthusiast like myself can love. I'm pleased to be able to say that the Martin's toadlet has actually responded quite well to the rains that have come straight after the fires. These frogs had previously not shown themselves anywhere, even in the lead up to the fire. We were wondering what's happened to them, where have they gone, and we were starting to scratch our head and thinking how much trouble are these guys in. To come down here and hear the Martin's toadlet calling was unbelievable. It sent little shivers down my spine. It was like, wow, they've done all right, they're still here, let's get on with this, and we've still got some hope for this species. We've got a beautiful green and golden bell frog here. It's closely related to a critically endangered frog called the growling grass frog. These guys aren't endangered, but they are of concern. So we are monitoring their population to see whether or not they're stable or declining or in fact hopefully increasing, but we're not sure yet how they fared after the fires. A lot of their habitat, a lot of their range has been burnt, and it's quite encouraging to see them in reasonable numbers across their range. The general public can play a very important role in frog conservation overall. The Australian Museum have developed this amazing app for our telephones. It's called Frog ID. And what you can do is get out into the bush in a spot where you can hear frogs calling, press record on this app, and then submit your calling to an expert who will tell you what frog species that you've got there. That information also ends up in a database, which helps us to understand where the frogs are, if the frogs are declining in numbers, or if they're actually doing okay. We need to be strategic in our actions and how we're going to ensure their long-term survival. Programs like weed control, deer control, and even programs like silt and erosion control are critically important right now while these frogs are trying to re-establish. If we don't build a strong understanding of how the frogs have recovered after the fires, we are at risk of losing species.